Would you believe me if I told you that your favorite content creators, the people who are bringing in millions of followers and millions of dollars every single year, get imposter syndrome? They do. Trust me. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Lydia. I am a full-time social media content creator, and I am also a full-time mom and wife and woman who has way too many things going on at any given moment, which means that I have had to build my social media presence with a full-time life happening at the same time. And I am here to answer your questions, give you guidance, and make you feel more confident about your social media journey. So let's dive into the topic of imposter syndrome. I think we all know what imposter syndrome is, but I think we sometimes forget that it can happen anytime, anywhere. You can be a mom holding your thriving child in the labor and delivery room and feel like, I can't be a mom. I don't know why I'm here. I don't know why I was chosen for this task. You're there. Nobody is more equipped for the job than you in this given moment. Like, imposter syndrome can happen anywhere. And it definitely happens on social media. And it doesn't just happen to people who are starting out on social media. I know for a fact that huge, massively popular content creators struggle with imposter syndrome, because imposter syndrome is the feeling that we're not good enough, or we are not able to take up our amount of space. But here's the thing with the internet. The internet is huge, right? The internet is unexplainably massive. Of course there's room for you. Of course there is room for you on the internet. But imposter syndrome tells us we're not good enough, we're not welcome, we're not smart enough, we're not pretty enough, we're not rich enough, we're not creative enough. It tells us all of those things, and it convinces us that, yeah, you know what, maybe this just isn't for me. And then we give up. But if it affects the people who are already seeing success, what can we learn about imposter syndrome so that it doesn't stop us from continuing on in something that may be a make or break thing for us? The other thing that you have to remember when it comes to being a content creator is that you cannot be everything for everyone. You have to find your people and provide uplifting, funny, engaging content for your people. But do not allow yourself to be under the impression that you are going to be for everyone. You're going to find people in your comment section who don't like you, who think that you're dumb, who think that you're ugly, who wonder why you even showed up on social media today. On the flip side of that coin, you're going to find the people that say, thank you so much for posting this video. It's exactly what I needed. You are going to have both of those people. You're here to provide content to the people who actually are your people, but you can't be everything for everyone. And imposter syndrome will teach you or tell you, rewire your brain to convince you that if you can't make everyone happy on the internet, if you can't keep everyone engaged on the internet, you're failing. And that's not true. Sometimes you're going to post a video and it's going to go to the wrong side of social media, and all of the people engaging with it are not going to be your people. Are you going to allow imposter syndrome to convince you to never make another video because that one accidentally ended up on the wrong side of the algorithm? Or are you going to go back and try again and have your next video find your people and have that build up your confidence? Imposter syndrome is going to do everything in its power to convince you to quit. You have to power through. But always, always, always remember, you cannot be everything for everyone. Be authentic, do the thing that feels right for you, and provide engaging, uplifting content for the people who you actually want to consume that content. Know your audience and provide them with the content that you feel good creating. I promise there is room for everyone on social media. There are so many people in this world that it is crazy to think that there's not enough room for you to be successful. Think about that logically. You're telling me that there are tens of millions of people on social media at any given second of the day, and you're telling me that there's not enough people for you to have a platform? Not true. Not true. Circle back to that last segment, that last chapter that we just talked about. You can't be everything for everyone. But if you are creating consistent content for an audience that resonates with you, that you connect with, you are going to see growth because there's room for you. There's room for everyone on social media. Have you ever stumbled across a video on social media and it's not for you, right? Like, you're like, I don't know why this ended up on my algorithm because I don't like this video. I'm not engaging with this video. This is not my jam. And yet you look at it and it has hundreds of thousands of likes. And then you go to the person's profile and they have millions of followers and you're going, how did that person get millions of followers? I would never watch their content. They're not trying to be everything for everyone. They have found their audience, they've found their people, and they're creating content for their people. And it's not you, but guess what? You find your people. You find the people that resonate with you, that you can be authentic with, and you're gonna find that you have a place at the table as well. And you're probably gonna sit right next to that person where you're like, I don't like the content that you create. And they're gonna go, I don't like the content you create. But guess what? You're sitting at the same table and you're both winning and there's a feast in front of both of you. One of the coolest things that will happen to you on your social media journey is that if you keep your eyes ahead and you keep moving forward, you're going to realize at some point the people that you looked up to are now standing right next to you. And that is the craziest feeling. As someone who's done this for 4 years, I can tell you that there are other content creators that I have looked up to. I have said, I want to be like them. I want to have a platform like theirs, meaning like size. I want to be able to connect with people the way that they do. I want to work with the brands that they do. I have had content creators that I have looked up to and aspired to be. And after 4 years, a lot of those content creators are now my peers. How did I get from the point of idolizing someone to now sit next to them at the table eating the same meal with them? How did that happen? Kept my eyes forward and I stayed consistent. You have to stay consistent through the highs and the lows. You have to remain consistent. You have to show up even when it's hard, because that's the thing that distinguishes a successful content creator from someone who just goes viral a few times. Are you willing to show up and put in the effort and ignore the imposter syndrome that tells you you will never get to that level? Because if you ignore that imposter syndrome and you put the blinders on and stay in your lane, pretty soon you're going to look to your left and you're going to look to your right, and there are going to be people standing next to you that used to feel like they were miles ahead of you. The last thing that I'm going to tell you about imposter syndrome is that imposter syndrome is going to try and convince you that you don't enjoy this. And you always have to kind of keep a pulse check on yourself to ask yourself, am I enjoying content creation? Is this really something that I want to keep doing? Because imposter syndrome can get you in that really negative headspace where you just keep thinking about everything that you're doing wrong, everything that's not working, how everyone else is seeing success. And I watched so-and-so's video and they got, 500,000 more followers than me, and it's overnight and I'm not seeing that same success, and it just spirals, right? It's just toxic, and it just spirals and it just spirals. And it will get you to the point where you don't even enjoy doing the content anymore. But if you ignore that imposter syndrome and you tell yourself, you know what, I'm going to show up and I'm going to do the kind of content that I enjoy. I'm going to engage with the community that I have created, and I'm going to try to find more people who resonate with me authentically. And you keep that enjoyment at the center of it, imposter syndrome doesn't stand a chance. Are there going to be days where it still creeps in? Obviously, right? Like I said at the very beginning, even your most favorite, most famous content creators struggle with imposter syndrome. But it's what we do with the everyday aspect of social media that makes a difference. Thanks for watching my video, you guys, and thanks for subscribing. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, leave a comment. If there's something you want to chat about in the comments, I'd love to hear what you liked about this video, something that was missing from this video, or maybe a question that you have about content creation or imposter syndrome. Thank you guys for liking my channel and being here. And if you'd love to engage with more of my content, here's a couple videos that I suggest.